everyone, hope you're doing well. If you're an FPS gamer, you may have heard of a new title that's currently in closed beta called The Finals. Well, it's the only game my friends and I have been playing for the past 3 days, and boy do we like it. From what we can tell, this could certainly be the competitive shooter with one of the highest skill ceilings we've ever seen. So I thought it'd be a good idea to make an early tips and tricks video on what we've learned so far to best prepare you for everything that this game throws at you. And boy howdy, this game throws a lot at you. So, grab your wife, grab her a dinner cake, and let's get into the video. So my first tip here is actually a tip you can use with any shooter game, or any game in general that you play on mouse and key, and that is rebinding mouse keys using the mouse software. So, for some reason in the finals, you aren't able to bind the mouse 4 and 5 key, which for me are the keys on the left side of my mouse. I use mouse 4 to crouch, I use mouse 5 to melee. So, to fix this, you can go into the mouse's software. I have a Razer, so my software is Razer Synapse. For Logitech or any other brand, it would be the software that came with your mouse. And you can rebind the keys to mimic your keyboard keys, but instead you'll be using the keys on the side of your mouse. My second tip is just a quick graphic settings rundown. The game isn't super well optimized yet. We're still in closed beta, so you can pause at any point here just to see what I'm running. This gets me a good 90-100 frames while streaming, so not too bad. My third tip is the reserve system explained. So the reserve system allows you to essentially preload a backup loadout that you can switch to once you've loaded into a lobby. It allows you to pick one other gun and 3 other gadgets that you can switch to. However, you are not able to switch your specialization. So, for example, as a medium build, once I've picked the healing beam from the contestant customization menu, I can no longer switch to something like the turret when I load into a match. This is a strategic feature of the game as it allows you to change your loadout based on the map conditions, and what your teammates might be running. So my fourth tip is the map specialty when the game starts. You'll notice in the top right-hand corner of this loading screen it says default. That means that for this game there are no special areas to worry about. These areas and features differ on the 2 maps, so this could dictate what loadout you and your teammates use. For Monaco, there's a hanging structures specialty, and for Seoul, there's a moving platform specialty, among other specialties that differ, like I said, again, on both maps. These 2, however, are the ones that I found most unique so far. The hanging structures feature lets you grab high ground on key cash-out areas around Monaco, and the moving platforms feature is basically a train that goes around the perimeter of the Seoul map. As I said, these specialty areas include cash-outs, so learning how to play them when they're active can be crucial. My fifth tip is melee explosive throwables, and I put stars around this tip because I think this is a super important tip and an awesome feature of this game. So, if you melee throwables such as the red fire extinguisher or the orange flammable one, it decreases the time it takes for them to explode. This can be used as a huge outplay feature in situations where you need a quick explosion to create space or blow a hole in the roof or floor of your building. Be careful though, meleeing an explosive is essentially the same as cooking a grenade, and they will explode in your hand if you don't throw it. I told you. Number 6 is jump pad tech. Much like Apex, you gain more distance from a jump pad if you slide into it. It also seems as though you get more verticality if you just run onto the jump pad, but you don't go as far horizontally. When you're landing from a jump pad, if you want a bit of a boost, time another jump right after you land, and your momentum will take you farther than if you waited a bit longer to jump. Also, like Apex, you can throw grenades right off the jump pad. Number 7, non-destructible yellow crates and walls. Around the maps, and specifically at points of interest and cash-outs, you'll find these yellow walls and crates. These cannot be destroyed and should be utilized as cover and to outplay your opponents. Be aware that some of these walls and crates can be moved with explosions, and there are specific walls that can be raised for added cover. The walls that can be raised, though, are mostly found around the cash-out points. Number 8, most explosive weapons. The weapons that do the most explosive damage to buildings and walls are the RPG and the C4. From what I can tell, these do basically the same amount of destruction. There are also explosive mines that can do a lot of damage when they work. However, these tend to be very easy to avoid and appear to have some bugs because even if you basically run right over them, they aren't triggered. And they only trigger if you step on them. At least that's the way they are now in the game, so we'll see if that's fixed. Number 9, shooting balloons. Look up when you're walking around the map. See those balloons? Shoot them. Each type of balloon drops a specific kind of explosive, smoke, or goo, depending on the color of said balloon. These are particularly useful if you've already placed your defenses when defending a point and want to surprise an unknowing team that's pushing your position. Number 10, moving respawn statues. Another great idea they implemented into this game is the ability to pick up, carry, and or throw your teammate's revive statue to a safer location in order to revive them. Once you've picked up the statue, use left mouse click to throw it or right mouse click to drop it. Number 11, destroying zip lines. Unlike games such as Apex, you can destroy any zip line you place as well as some that are pre-placed around the map. You can shoot the zip line, melee it 4 times, or use an explosive to get rid of it. Number 12, heavy shield on zip lines. As a heavy character, you have the option to carry a Reinhardt shield as your specialization. This shield can be huge when pushing a well-defended cash out as you can use it on zip lines. Your teammates are able to shoot through it, and when you're on a zip line with your shield up, there's really no way for the enemy to shoot you from the front. Just watch your back.
So they don't lock on to.
Number 13, play your life. This tip will single-handedly win you more games. So, in certain situations, it is absolutely better to not fight and to just play your life. The penalty for your team getting wiped is you lose half of the cash you've accumulated. So, if you find yourself last alive and there's really no safe way to revive your teammates, just survive. Once your teammates' respawn timer reaches 0, they'll be able to coin back in, assuming they've not used up all their coins. Told you. Number 14, countering turrets. I've been playing this game for 4 days, and I already hate turrets, so countering them is something I have a strong interest in. There are currently 2 effective ways to counter a turret, using a glitch grenade or using goo. Glitch grenades temporarily disable a turret's functionality, and goo blocks its line of sight so it cannot lock onto you or your teammates. Turrets currently have about the same HP as a heavy character, so disabling them heading into a fight can be the difference between winning and losing. Number 15, cannons and stuff. Alright, 2 fun ones to finish here. First is that on Monaco, you can actually use the old cannons that are on the ground around the map. They're mostly for fun, but are set up in a way that if a team is cashing out or your team is cashing out, there can be some strategy involved by using these cannons. And finally, head over to the range and grab that ball. Throw it in them holes over there. I don't know. Try it out. So what? Who cares? Whatever. Alright, so that concludes the video here. Some early tips and tricks my friends and I have found and learned from the finals closed beta. If you found this helpful, feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to try and stream this game every night for the remainder of the closed beta, which is about another week and a half. So if you'd like to stop by and watch and ask questions, feel free. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, Kiers. Biden.